Dominik Mysterio refuses to call Rhea Ripley, calls her Voldemort. Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley as soon as shared an brilliant and romantic on-display screen courting in WWE, a pairing that speedy have become one of the maximum popular and arguable storylines in recent years. Their chemistry changed into undeniable, with Rhea gambling the dominant, powerful pressure, and Dominik taking over the sly, foxy role. Together, they have become a pinnacle heel duo, continuously locating approaches to outsmart warring parties and seize the audience's attention. Fans loved looking them paintings facet via way of means of facet, each in the hoop and all through behind-the-scenes segments, and their bond have become a massive part of the Judgment Day success. However, matters have taken a dramatic flip in view that those days. What changed into as soon as a near partnership has now become open hostility, at least with inside the tail line. They have now no longer been visible collectively on WWE television for pretty a few time, and it seems that their courting has absolutely broken down. In fact, they have reached a factor in which they do not even need to mention every other's names. Dominik recently noted Rhea Ripley as Voldemort, the well-known Elaine from the Harry Potter series, who's regularly referred to as he who must now no longer be named. This jab, now no longer handiest, made fanatics laugh, however additionally confirmed simply how bitter matters have come to be among them. Their breakup lines again to a betrayal storyline over a 12 months in the past, whilst Dominik and the relaxation of the Judgment Day became their backs on Rhea at SummerSlam. The stunning circulate ended their partnership, and in view that then, they have been on separate paths. Dominik has persisted his upward push as one in all WWE's pinnacle heels, and is now the Ning Intercontinental Champion, while Rhea has targeted on reclaiming her dominance within inside the women's division. Despite the tension, each have recounted that their time collectively changed into special. Rhea has admitted in interviews that she changed into amazed via way of means of how nicely their pairing labored, and Dominik has credited his time with the Judgment Day, such as Rhea, for supporting him gain self-belief. Still, the animosity in their modern-day storyline maintains fanatics wondering, will they ever reunite, or are they destined to stay enemies? The drama among Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley has all of the factors of a WWE rivalry. Fans cannot prevent speaking approximately beyond romance, betrayal, and the opportunity of a destiny conflict that could be even larger than their original partnership. Dominik Mysterio has solidified himself as one of the pinnacle stars in WWE, especially in view that aligning with the Judgment Day multiple years in the past. His transformation from a rookie regularly criticized for his lack of self-belief into one of the maximum talked approximately performers with inside the corporation has been remarkable. His increase has been evident each with inside the ring and at the microphone together, along with his person paintings, as dirty doming big reactions from fanatics. In a recent interview with Billboard, Dominik pondered on his journey, gave credit score to his faction individuals, or even threw a playful but reducing jab at Rhea Ripley, calling her Voldemort, the notorious dark wizard from the Harry Potter series. Dominik did not shrink back from praising the organization that has helped him evolve. The reigning Intercontinental Champion recounted how the Judgment Day have become a turning factor in his career, providing him with the mentorship and camaraderie he had to upward push to the subsequent level. He credited Finn Balor, J.D. McDonough, and Damon Priest for giving him steering and supporting him construct self-belief in himself. According to him, being surrounded by a way of means of seasoned stars, driven him to step up, refine his in-ring style, and embrace his heel personality to its fullest potential. His connection with Rhea Ripley as Voldemort changed into now no longer only a humorous insult, however additionally a mirrored image of their ongoing storyline tension. Ripley, as soon as his near on-display screen best friend and accomplice in crime, has been absent from his facet for over 12 months, following a storyline betrayal that noticed her depart the Judgment Day. Their breakup changed into a dramatic moment in WWE programming, taking place a year in the past at SummerSlam. Attitude has modified due to the fact that becoming a member of the faction. He defined that in advance in his career, he lacked the self-belief to completely take rate of his fits and personality. But with regular aid from his teammates, he discovered to include his identification and push limitations together, along with his performances. He cited that being told, "That is wherein you are at. This is wherein you will be via way of means of Baylor McDana," and Priest gave him the confirmation he had to evolve. Even together along with his present-day feud in opposition to Ripley, he still recounted her as a key parent in his in advance growth, albeit without saying her call directly. On the alternative aspect of the storyline records, Rhea Ripley has additionally spoken approximately her time alongside Dominik Mysterio, the Eradicator, who turned into one in all WWE's maximum dominant champions in the course of her women's global name reign, admitted in an interview with Allenoun's Wrestling that she turned into Amazed via way of means of how properly their on-screen pairing clicked. Rip's man or woman is understood for her power, aggression, and intimidation, even as Dominik's personality thrived on cunning approaches and sneaky wins. The combination of her brute power and his sly opportunism created a dynamic that captivated WWE audiences. Ripley defined that it turned into sudden, however powerful, as their contrasting styles created memorable television. Their alliance made each of them standout heels in WWE. Ripley performed the function of the muscle who should intimidate anyone, even as Dominik embraced being the sly, manipulative companion who should exploit any opening. Together, they have become one of the maximum pointed-out duos on WWE programming, drawing each boos and cheers relying at the crowd. Fans loved the chemistry among them, with many noting how seamlessly their characters mesh, notwithstanding being so distinct at the surface. But that bankruptcy appears to have closed for now. With Ripley presently absent from the on-display screen storyline related to Dominik, the query stays whether or not WWE will revisit their partnership with Inside the Destiny. Given their records and undeniable chemistry, it is clean to assume them crossing paths again, both as allies or as rivals. The anxiety among them continues to be palpable in interviews and diffused references, like Dominik's Voldemort remark, which maintains enthusiasts speculating approximately what would possibly come next. Dominik's present-day awareness stays on his function with Inside the Judgment Day and his role as Intercontinental Champion. The institution remains one in all WWE's maximum dominant factions, and his heel work has emerged as a primary speaking factor in wrestling circles. While he has moved on from his on-display screen alliance with Ripley, their shared records lingers with Inside the background, and it is viable that WWE should leverage it for a Destiny tail line. Whether it is via a surprise reunion or an extreme rivalry, the ability is there for every other bankruptcy of their complicated relationship. Rhea Ripley, meanwhile, has her personal demanding situations ahead. Having been away from Dominik's aspect and from the women's global championship scene due to the fact that losing her name, she stays a pinnacle call in WWE search engine's women's division. She has expressed admiration for a way her pairing with Dominik developed. However, her awareness is now on reasserting her dominance when she returns to the ring. Her repute as one of the maximum bodily implementing and famous wrestlers at the roster means that any interplay with Mysterio in the Destiny could right away emerge as a main tail line. The looming query is whether or not Liv Morgan's go back from her shoulder harm will play a function in connecting those storylines. Morgan, every other pinnacle competitor in WWE search engine's women's division, has her personal records with each Ripley and the Judgment Day. If WWE comes to a decision to intertwine those rivalries, enthusiasts should see some exciting matchups and sudden